Hi everybody, and welcome to another 10-minute tip with me, Micah Hoffman. Today I'm going to show you how to scrape data using the Instant Data Scraper Google Chrome plugin or extension and put that into Maltego's Casefile, or if you have Maltego Classic or Excel, you can use that too for further analysis. The data that we're going to pull from the internet needs to be in an HTML table format. For that, I'm going to use the fabulous ViewDNS.info platform and perform a reverse whois lookup. Now, what the reverse whois lookup does is asks ViewDNS.info to query its database of who's registered a domain for a certain email address. So I'm going to put in here star@apple.com. This says, show me any domains that are registered with an @apple.com email address. By default, ViewDNS will show the first 500 records. You can see that there are almost 12,000 records here, and so we are missing data. You could download the full report, or you can just go ahead and use an API call. The API is much more affordable on this site. But that's outside of what we're doing here. What I want to do is recognize that this content here is in an HTML table. You can see the different columns. So Instant Data Scraper I have installed. I click the button, it recognizes those columns right there and says, hey, I see those columns. We click Export to CSV, and this will save it as a CSV file. Now I'm going to go ahead and go into Maltego's Casefile. I like Casefile because it doesn't send and receive things from the internet like using transforms. I feel it's a lot easier for my OSINT work that I don't want to share with other people. For this, I'm going to import, and to do that, I'm going to choose to go over here to import a third-party table. Here's a tutorial screen. We're going to skip that. I've already gone to Home, Tester, Downloads. That's where it is on my system. Again, on your system, you'll just need to find that CSV that you saved. Hit Next. We're going to change this to fully meshed connectivity, which will make sense in just a little bit. And then we're going to assign what type of objects each of these columns contains. Yes, the first row is the headers. We can see domain name, creation date, and registrar. And over here, Maltego's already figured out that this is a domain name. Here, we would change this to date or time or something like that, but Maltego does not have a built-in mapping for that. We would need to create that type of entity. Over here, these are just corporations or companies. So clicking once on this column and then going down here and scrolling up to company, we see that there is an entity there. And when we do that, the icon changes to a business or a building. The last thing we need to do is, before hitting the next button, is coming to connectivity graph and changing how these objects are related. This is kind of the special sauce here. If you get this wrong, things are not going to be displayed very well. I've done this demo a couple times, so I wanted to show you what I choose for this data. But Maltego's Casefile can import any type of CSV data that you have. So coming up with the connections will be very important. What I'm going to do is I'm going to delete some of these arrows, and what I want, I'm just clicking on them and deleting them. What I want to be left with for this visualization is a domain name has a time that it's created, and a domain name has a registrar it's registered with. Those are the two things that I want to do, and I'm going to go ahead and just leave the one-way arrows going to those objects. Again, you'll need to change this depending on the data that you have. Clicking Next. Here I have one last thing of options I can do. I definitely want to import all the rows. Make sure in your Maltego that you have this unchecked, the stop importing after generating 10,000 entries. In some larger data sets, if you click this, or if this is set by default, which it is, then you will not get a whole bunch of entries that you thought you had. Clicking Next will do all the work. We hit Finished, and we have the data. Now, you can look at the data like this. I choose to look at it more of an organic layout when you click that button. And here we can see groupings. Now, in here, I'm going to zoom in using my mouse wheel. The orange nodes at the beginning, at the middle, those are the registrars. And we can see when I click on this, the CSC corporate domains, Inc. period is that one. Over here, we have another one with a lot of domains around it. Those are the blue things. Here we have Mark Monitor Inc. Over here, we have another CSC corporate domains. Now, for all intents and purposes, these CSC corporate domains and these domains that are registered with CSC corporate domains, Inc. are probably registered with the same company. And so all of this should be connected together. But what happened is when the domains were registered, they were the companies that they were registered with, the registrars were were entered with different names, and so they show up with different objects here. What we could do is go into the CSV, correct the data, and re-import it so that all of these domains would be shown up around a central CSC corporate domains object. Why does this all matter? Well, what we can do is use what our understanding is of how people or companies register domains. Corporations, governments, large organizations usually have a contract with some company to do all of their domain registrations. We see that for CSC corporate domains, it has, when I click on this, 324 out of those 500 domains are registered with that. I'd say that probably represents some kind of business relationship that Apple has with CSC Corporate Domains Incorporated. And there's other ones over here too, like here's another CSC Corporate Domains Incorporated, missing that comma. So again, we would need to normalize the data and normalize it before we actually put it into this format. But what we can also do using this type of layout is identify interesting patterns and connections between these different data points. For instance, over here we're going to zoom in. We've got another CSC corporate domains registered apple.cam and applecare.cam, and you can see that both of these were registered on the exact same date. Now, if you have a whole bunch of phishing sites that you're looking into, that same date that they were registered may be a tell that that's a phishing or suspicious website. Another thing we can do is zooming out, we can look for isolated bits like this one over here. Here's Mark Monitor, and you can see apple.accountant, applecare.download, registered on the same day with the same registrar, with Apple airport.gent, applecare.gent, registered on the same day. So again, these are probably also legit sites and legit registrations. Maybe Apple over in Europe uses Mark Monitor instead of CSC corporate domains. What we can also do is identify other domains that might be a little bit different. For instance, down here at the bottom, we see some more CSC corporation service company. Let's see this. Here's Lex Synergy Limited with 3 sites there. If we scroll over here, we've got PDR with just numbers.pw. And if we scroll over here more, we can see a domain named ANJellysChick is registered to register.com on that date. This may be somebody using their work Apple email address for personal domain registration. And we've identified it because it's not registered to the same registrar. Over here, AndySharman.com was registered with Enum. Again, we're pulling this out because Enum is not CSC corporate domains, and so it stands out when you visualize the data like this. Could you just sort your Excel CSV and sort that CSV that we generated from ViewDNS by registrar and then look there? Absolutely. But sometimes visually we can see connections, whether it's connections by the registrar or connections by date that show some kind of relationship there. Okay, so what we just did was exported data from a web page that has HTML on it and stored that as a CSV using the Instant Data Scraper Google Chrome plugin. Then we imported that to Maltego's Casefile, or imported that CSV, and then started doing our data analysis. And that's my 10-minute tip of the day. Thanks very much, and stay OSINT curious.